I did have some input and a lot of conversations with Adam, the rest of the leadership on where we were last year. We needed a change, needed some new life, new juice in the game, something kind of unexpected. What that answer was collaborative effort to, I think, one, condense the amount of time you're actually playing so that it gives us more clarity on, like, all right, if so we can raise our level of competition and keep it fun for everybody. I think that was a big part of it. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation around the fourth team and the Rising Stars, and the All-Star experience on Sunday is very sacred, and you have to work your way into that. But I think it was a good step in the right direction to reinvigorate the game in some way, and then you tinker with it again next year and see, what changes you can make. I don't want to compare it to any other era because the world has changed, life is different, the way people consume basketball is different. So it's not going to look like it used to, but it can still be fun for everybody. And I think I had fun. Our team had fun. That's kind of all that matters.
On your left, third row, Ann.
Hey, Steph, Ann Killian, San Francisco Chronicle. You've had a pretty intense first half of the season. You had a very intense weekend I've seen your schedule, pretty crazy. I'm just wondering, what was the highlight? What's your level of exhaustion, and what do you plan to do for the next couple of days when you finally get a little time off?
The hosting experience was unbelievable. I'm not going to complain about being tired or exhausted. This is an honor and a blessing to be able to celebrate and share this beautiful Bay Area that's been a part of my life for the last 16 years, and the basketball history and culture that's here, and the amazing fans that are here, and the impact that the game being here has had on both cities. So it was awesome from start to finish. And, I mean, the highlight is obviously the game. That's what everybody's looking forward to. But it brought a lot of my people together that have helped me along the way or been a part of the journey, and I got to kind of reflect a little bit. And I'm excited to get back to work next week. I'll definitely get away and take a little catch up on some sleep, but everything kind of went exactly as it should, and it's a 10 out of 10 experience for sure hosting the game here.
Dave, over here on the second row.
Steph, Dave McBenamin, ESPN. You won one of those trophies in Cleveland a few years back, scored a bunch of points, hit a bunch of threes, a traditional game format. There might not have been like a obvious MVP choice today, but you kind of get it going in that finale. What was that run like for you? Hit the half-court shot, and then it looked like your teammates started looking for you.
Yeah, it was one of those kind of little flurries, just having fun. The half-court shot, I was trying to find an opportunity. I was going to take one at some point. Jokic was picking me up at half-court, which is hilarious. He forced it wasn't even an 8 seconds, it was like a 12-second violation. But like, again, the stories kind of write themselves, just having a moment where you get the crowd into it and do what I love to do on the floor. The format doesn't allow for like a strong storyline to build, which is all right because there was also other things going on during the game that were important as well, like paying homage and giving honor to Kenny, Shaq, Chuck, and Ernie for, them representing the game of basketball in their way for, 3 decades. And, it felt like the game kind of got in the way a little bit, which was different. But we could, keep the fun going, keep the intensity going. And, end up with a trophy, which is pretty cool.
Back left on the aisle, Tim.
Yes, Steph, Tim Kawakami, San Francisco Standard. Did you, whether it was the format or because you're the guy here or the crowd's cheering for you, did you feel pressure to actually win this? Did you feel the competitive level? Did you talk to the other guys, say, let's show a little bit more competitive energy than we have maybe in recent years?
Blonde hair.
Yes and no. Like, I was just riding high on the energy this whole weekend because it's here, and you want the product to be at a level that, again, is fun for us as players. You feel a little bit of energy in the crowd and know everybody who's watching on TV is tuning in for a reason, and you want to give them a show. I kind of feel like that all the time, but I had some other guys, Kyrie yesterday at practice, when we came in, right before we took the floor, he's like, yo, we playing this year? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right. And you saw him, he was guarding Donovan Mitchell, physical. He was, short spurts playing, keeping the intensity going and all that. And so that it all mattered. And everybody was professional tonight. Everybody showed up, did their job, and did right by the game. And like I said, it's a good step in the right direction, I felt like.
6th row on the right.
Hey, Steph. Aurelia for Open Court. I'm kind of curious to know, because you said you also kind of were looking for the half-court shot. Now we had with you and Dame one of the greatest shooters in one team. So I was wondering, do you kind of also think about, I want to take a shot, and also that Dame gets his maybe 3 shots, and do you kind of think about that you both of, or is it just you go for it?
You just go for it. The cool part, like some of these stories kind of write themselves. Dame is from Oakland. He's represented, Brookfield, where he's from. Like, he is Oakland. And playing in Portland, playing in Milwaukee, every time he comes back here, he wants to put on a show, and he made the shot to end the first game and got to do his Dame time thing. I had my little moment in the second game. The defending champ, JT, got us going early in the second game and gave us a lot of life, hit some shots. So everybody had their moment and chimed in on the fun, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Ron over here on the 3rd row.
Steph, Ron Kochick, San Francisco Chronicle. Was there any moment when Wemby does something and you find yourself thinking a 7-3 guy's not supposed to be able to do that?
Everything he does.
and
everything.
To go along with that, sort of, if you look into the future, just think of him as the anchor of this game 5, 10, 15 years from now. What's that going to look like, given how unique he is?
He took it serious. He was playing hard. He was showing his unique skill set all across the board. It was very similar to like Giannis a couple years ago when he was dunking everything and sprinting up and down the floor. So you make the game what you want it, and everybody has a choice to do that. And I like it being in the hands of guys like Wemby who talk the right talk and show up the right way and understand what this is about.
In the back, towards the center.
Lauren Jones, Lojo Media. 2 quick ones. The first is, why was it important for you guys to include Oracle and just pay homage to have some of the events there this weekend? And second is, of the young all-stars that you've played with, who excites you the most about leaving this game in good hands?
I mean, if you've been a part of our journey and understood the highs and the lows of everything we've experienced as a Golden State Warrior franchise, Oracle is front and center as the symbol of that. It's such a unique place. Oakland's such a unique city, unique town, and the idea that we had an opportunity to pay homage to the 47 years that we played in that building and the memories that we had. I got real emotional yesterday going back. I've been back a couple times before, but not with a crowd and not with a basketball floor on the ground and being able to kind of reminisce.